Okay, so we're going to begin the review key. So this is problem 1 for test 2 review, and this is just a simplified problem. So what we want to do is factor each numerator and denominator. So here there's a GCF of a cubed. So take out an a cubed. That leaves you 3 minus a. And in the denominator, take out a 2a squared. That leaves you a minus 3. Okay, now cancel what you can. Well, the a squared goes into the a cubed and leaves you 1a. And the 3 minus a minus 3 can cancel so long as we put a negative factor in the numerator and switch the denominator around. They now cancel, so we have left over negative a over 2 as our final answer. Okay, number 2 is very similar, except there's no factoring. These are just all monomials. So when you reduce negative 3 over 21, you get negative 1 over 7. And with the x's, remember that's an x to the first. So 2 minus 1 leaves me 1x in the denominator because the 2 is larger in the denominator. And the y's, 4 minus 2 gives you 2, and that'll go in the numerator. So we have y squared in the numerator. So when you simplify that, we never leave a negative 1, so it's going to be negative y squared over 7x as the final answer. Okay, number 3, we'll continue on with that same type. Factor out a 2x, leaves you x plus 1. In the denominator, that's an easy trinomial. Factors of negative 2 that add to give you negative 1. So we know the x squared is x and x, so we want negative 2, positive 1. The x plus 1's cancel, and remember it's all or nothing, so this x minus 2 is not in the factor of 2x, so the answer here is 2x over x minus 2. Alright, number 4, now we have a multiplication problem. We want to handle this the same way we normally would. Factor everything. So in the numerator here we have a GCF of 5, leaving you x squared plus 2x minus 15. In the denominator you have a GCF of 4, which is x squared minus 6x minus 7, times numerator GCF of 2, x squared minus 5x minus 14, and denominator will factor that in the next step. It's just an easy trinomial. What we have left are 4 easy trinomials. So bring down GCF. Factors of negative 15 that add to give you 2 are plus 5, minus 3. Factors of negative 7 that add to give you negative 6 are negative 7 and positive 1. Factors of negative 14 that add to give you negative 5 are negative 7, positive 2. And then factors of 10 that add to give you 7 are positive 5 and positive 2. Once everything's canceled, we just cancel whatever factors are identical from numerator denominator. So I have an x plus 5 in the numerator and denominator, I can cancel that. An x minus 7, numerator and denominator, I can cancel that. X plus 2's, and then the 2 into the 4 goes 2 times, leaving you a 1 in the numerator. Multiply across now. When you see you think you've canceled everything, you can. So 5 times 1 is 5 times x minus 3. And in the denominator you have 2 times x plus 1. Nothing else cancels. That's your final answer. Continuing on, same type of problem. Number 5, take out a GCF of 3, leaves you x plus 2. GCF of 7 leaves you x minus 1. GCF of 14 gives you 1 minus x. GCF of 5 gives you x plus 2. The x plus 2's will cancel. 1 minus x, x minus 1. Remember they differ by a negative, so I'll flip this around, put the negative in the numerator, and now you can cancel. Then of course 14 into 7, we've got, it goes 2 times. Multiply across, I get 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, over 1 times 5 is 5. Another multiplication problem, all easy trinomial factoring. So W Factors of 24 that add to give you negative 11 are negative 3, negative 8. Factors of 80 that add to give you negative 18 are minus 10, minus 8. Factors of 50 that add to give you negative 15 are negative 10, negative 5. And factors of 20 that add to give you negative 9 are negative 4, negative 5. Cancel everything you can, the negative 5s, the minus 8s, the minus 10s, leaves you W minus 3 over W minus 4. Okay, our first division problem, the only difference between division and multiplication is that you factor, flip, and multiply. So factoring out a GCF of 6 gives you 2x plus 1. Factor a GCF of 21 gives you x squared minus 1. Change the division to multiplication and flip. This new denominator, the denominator that becomes the numerator, take out a GCF of 7x squared, gives you x minus 1. And in the new denominator, take out a GCF of 3. 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. All right, we still have some more factoring in the denominators here, so we'll continue on to factor. Write down the numerator. X squared minus 1 is a difference of squares, x plus 1, x minus 1. Nothing in the numerator factors. And in the denominator, factors of 2, when you take 2 times 1, factors of 2 that add to give you 3 are 2 and 1. So you can either use double slide or you can use the AC key method, whatever works for you. 2x and x, 1 and 1, signs are both plus. Alright, so what cancels? Let's see. We've got 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1, x minus 1, x minus 1. 7 into 21 goes 3 times. 3 into 6 goes 2 times. And nothing else seems to cancel. Let's write it out again. In the numerator we have left 2x squared. In the denominator 3 times 1 is 3 times x plus 1. And everything that could cancel is canceled. Okay, another division problem. Easy trinomial factoring in the numerator. So that's going to be factors of 4 that add to give you 5, or plus 4 plus 1. 6 is a monomial and doesn't factor. Change the division to multiplication, flip. In the denominator you can take out a GCF of 6, leaving you 3w plus 4. And w plus 1 does not factor, it's to the first power with no GCF. So the only things that can cancel are the w plus 1s and the 6s. What's left over is w plus 4 times 3w plus 4. Everything in the denominator canceled, leaving you a 1 in the denominator, which we do not write. All right, number 9, you have a difference of cubes, short parenthesis, long parenthesis, and that denominator is to the first power, no GCF, so nothing cancels in factors. So we'll take the cube root of a cubed here to get a. Cube root of b cubed is b. Remember to fill in the trinomial. You square the first, multiply the two together, square the last. So that's a squared, ab, b squared. Fill in the signs with SOAP, same, opposite, always positive. Change the division to multiplication and flip and factor. So we'll make the new numerator will be a difference of squares, a plus b, a minus b. And you'll notice that new denominator is that same trinomial over there, so no factoring necessary, and also it does not factor. So that cancels with that, and then you have the a plus b's that cancel. Notice that the a minus b's are both in the numerator, so they do not cancel. You can write it as a minus b quantity squared, or you can write it as a minus b times a minus b. The denominators all canceled, so the denominator is 1.